Bitter criticism. Reading. Let's do the same Al Jazeera. Read the same Al Jazeera, but reading the genocide dossier in Gaza now. Al Jazeera live updates. Israeli army targets ambulance, uses human shields in Gaza hospital siege. Ministry of Health and Rights groups report atrocities as Israeli assault on Kamal Adwan Hospital in North continues. By Alexander Kosul Rai, December 7. Updated 18 hours ago. Israeli attacks kill at least 37 people across Gaza on Saturday, including 26 people in Israeli strikes on central Gaza's Nuseirat refugee camp. Gaza Civil Defense said the Indonesian hospital came under Israeli attack in northern Gaza's Beit Lahia. Elsewhere in the city, at least 29 people were reported killed in a series of air attacks on and near the Kamal Adwan hospital since Friday. The Ministry of Health says Israel targeted at least one ambulance at the hospital. And a rights group says the Israeli army used human shields in an attempt to evacuate patients and medical staff. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 44,664 Palestinians and wounded 105,976 since October 7, 2023. At least 1,139 people were killed in Israel during the Hamas-led attacks that day, and more than 200 were taken captive. In Lebanon, at least 4,047 people have been killed and 16,638 wounded in Israeli attacks since the war on Gaza began. 7 minutes ago, Saturday, December 7, at least 37 people killed in Israeli attacks in Gaza on Saturday. Israeli attacks across Gaza on Saturday have killed at least 37 Palestinians and injured more than 60 others. Al-Auda hospital says Israeli attacks hit several homes in the central Nuseirat refugee camp, killing 26 Palestinians and injuring dozens more. A medical source told Anadolu that 2 Palestinians were killed when an Israeli drone targeted their motorcycle near the Abu Halawa junction, east of Rafah city in the south of the Strip. An Israeli drone attacked a residential apartment on Al-Nakil Street in the central Deir el-Bala refugee camp, killing 2 people and injuring others. Another medical source at Al-Aqsa Hospital told Anadolu 3 Palestinian bodies were transported to the European hospital east of Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip after an Israeli drone targeted a group of people searching for floor east of Rafah, Anadolu reported. An Israeli attack on a house sheltering displaced people in As-Saftawi, north of Gaza City, killed 4 women, according to the Wafa news agency. I never read this Wafa news agency. Sometime I guess I'm going to do it. Maybe right away. Right away, yeah. As soon as I end here, I will search for Wafa news. 22 minutes ago, Hamas releases video claiming to show living captive. In the video, a man who introduces himself as Matan Sangauker, 24 years, can be seen pleading with the Israeli leaders to make a deal that will bring captives being held by Hamas in Gaza back to Israel. Mediating countries, including Qatar, see increased momentum for a possible deal that could allow the 100 captives being held in Gaza to be released in exchange for Palestinian prisoners after Israel signed a landmark ceasefire deal with Hezbollah in Lebanon last month. Donald Trump's Middle East envoy has traveled to Qatar and Israel to try to kickstart the U.S. President-elect's diplomatic push for a Gaza ceasefire and captive release deal before he takes office on January 20. A source briefed on the talks told the Reuters news agency. Hamas has released several videos of captives begging to be released over the course of the war as it enters its 15th month. But Israeli officials have dismissed the short, edited clips as psychological propaganda meant to put pressure on the government. The Hostages and Missing Families Forum, which represents the family members of captives, call the video proof of life and said that it provides further evidence that after more than 420 days in captivity, there are hostages still alive and enduring severe suffering, unquote. 40 minutes ago, Israeli army assisting UN forces in repelling attack in Syria. The Israeli army says its soldiers were assisting United Nations peacekeeping forces in the Syrian-controlled part of the Golan Heights in repelling an attack by quote, by armed individuals, unquote. Quote, a short while ago, an attack was carried out by armed individuals at a UN post in the Hadar area in Syria. The army said in a statement referring to a town on the edge of the U.S. patrol's buffer zone in the Golan Heights. Quote, the Israeli army is currently assisting the UN forces in repelling the attack. And 1 hour ago, video of Israeli snipers firing at civilians shows bleak reality at Kamal Adwan Hospital by Tarek Abu Hassan. This video was captured by one of the medical workers at Kamal Adwan Hospital. Nobody was able to get out of the hospital, and the Israeli snipers in the area continued to shoot Palestinians trying to assist injured people. Who were left bleeding without medical attention due to security situation. Civilians were trying by all means to rescue a man who was left in the middle of the road. This is a very dramatic video showing the bleak reality unfolding at Kamal Adwan Hospital, and that happens in every corner of the strip. Israeli forces are causing destruction, and then snipers are shooting at civilians who are taking the responsibility to help the wounded victims in the area of bombardment. That's it. So I'm going to see. Let's see what. That was the Congress, but let's see what Wafa News Agency is. How they looks like. Wafa News English. Just going to read only one news from Wafa News Agency. Doesn't look Al Jazeera looks better, but I hope the journalism is nice. Norway's foreign minister supports the establishment of integrated Palestine comprising West Bank and Gaza. Doha, December 7, 2024, Wafa. Norway's foreign minister Espen Barth the name is Saturday, stated that he supported the establishment of an integrated Palestine comprising the whole of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, according to Anadolu agency AA. Speaking in Doha Forum's panel on, quote, conflict resolution in a new era, in Doha alongside Qatar's Prime Minister and India's Foreign Minister, Aida said, quote, we want an integrated Palestine comprising West Bank, Gaza, and relevant parts of Jerusalem. Quote, I believe the message now from this region is that is perfectly doable. There might actually be a major deal, but it has to happen with Palestine, unquote. Quote, it's not one conflict, but there is a root conflict that connects to all of them, which is the absence of a solution to the Palestinian question, Ada noted. AA said that the two-day Doha Forum 2024 is being held in Doha with the theme, quote, the inevitability of innovation. According to official estimates, over to 4,500 participants from more than 150 countries are in attendance, including 7 heads of state, 7 prime ministers, and 15 foreign ministers. KF was, I don't know who is KF, but yeah, my first Wafa News report.